With some DC Reviews, I'm back in yet another video. And today's video is going to be about Dragon Ball Super once again. It's not going to be a rant, so to speak. It's going to be a discussion. It's not going to be a rant, but basically what I'm going to title this video is Dragon Ball Super: Why Fans Are Angry. I'm not going to rant in this episode. I'm not going to rant in this video at all. I'm just going to explain my point of view and why I think other people are upset with the last episode. Because honestly, if I'm being for me, every episode, starting from the beginning of the Trunks arc, with the exception of like a couple of filler episodes, but every episode, with the exception of the filler episodes, to me were pretty dope. And I enjoyed all of them. If you watch my videos, you'll see every week, oh, this is my favorite episode. Every other week, this is my favorite episode. Because they were such good episodes, but they dropped the ball on the last episode. And I'm going to explain my 3 reasons why I think they dropped the ball. So I'm just going to tell y'all straight up now what my 3 reasons are. 1, inconsistencies. 2, Trunks. 3, Vegito. These are the 3 reasons why people are upset about the last episode Super. And I'm going to explain my thought process on it, and I'm going to explain what I feel other people feel too. So let's just get into it. Alright, so 1, inconsistencies. This is the main thing I've been talking about for months now. I've been doing these videos for a couple of months now. And this is the main thing with Dragon Ball Super that I've been talking about, and Dragon Ball Z in general that I've been talking about. Inconsistencies with the writing. The writing is not good sometimes. It's not good sometimes. That you cannot be inconsistent on a level of basically just throwing things in to push the story along. You need to explain to your audience what exactly is going on and why it's going on that way. You can't just say, oh, we're going to add this part in even though no one's ever seen this. We're going to add it in just to push the story. That doesn't help. That doesn't help. That people are upset. People are pissed off about the writing and how it's been messed up. It has been really messed up. And there's nothing more we can really do about it because we're not the ones who control it. Now, I guess we do have the power in the sense of we don't have to watch it. We don't have to pay for, subscriptions to Crunchyroll, Funimation, stuff like that. We don't have to do that, and I guess that will get our point across. But even without us, because I'm talking about Americans in general, and specifically Americans, there's a huge, big, giant fan base without the American fan base. So at the end of the day, I guess people just want there to be a continuity. People want the writing to be in continuity with the original series, Super, Z, Dragon Ball. They want it all to be continuity together so that they all match and they work together. But at the end of the day, that's not what's happening. I like the fact that they brought back the Mafuba, because the Mafuba was an old technique that they used against King Piccolo. So you're jumping from Dragon Ball, all the way to Super, and that's a continuity right there. That's what I'm talking about. That right there is continuity. The Mafuba was used to seal away King Piccolo. You know how long ago the Mafuba was originally used? Like, that's a long time ago. And they're bringing it back all the way to here, Dragon Ball Super. That's continuity. They're showing us, flashbacks of when Vegeta was training with Trunks for the first time. When Future Trunks came for the first time, Vegeta was training with him. And Vegeta showed him the Ascended Super Saiyan. That's continuity. They're explaining, hey, we have not forgotten about Z. We have pushed Z through all the way to Super. But then that continuity is basically erased with the fact that they have changed the story around so much that stuff like that doesn't matter anymore. For example, I've said it once and I'll say it again. Where is Bulla? She was born at the end of Z. Pan was well over the age that she could actually fight in a tournament. Pan fought in the tournament at the end of Z. Oob fought in a tournament at the end of Z. There are certain errors that should not be in place unless they explain to us, like my other video, my theory about the universes, unless they explain to us that Z is a completely different universe from 7, then fine. And honestly, I would be perfectly fine with that. A, my theory was correct if that was the case, and I called that out months ago. So A, my theory would be correct. B, it would make everything make sense. We will all understand exactly what's going on with the continuity. So that's my argument for continuity. My next argument, Trunks. I love Trunks. I said in my last video, Trunks is my second favorite Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super character. Future Trunks, that is. He's my second favorite character. I guess I'm a bit biased because Vegeta is my favorite character, so his son would be my second favorite. But it's not just that he's Vegeta's son, it's that he was a badass character. The first time we saw him, he came and just straight dominated and killed Frieza. Like, Frieza, the same villain that was killing everyone, that took Goku, it took Krillin dying and Goku turning Super Saiyan to actually beat him. And still Goku didn't beat him because he didn't kill Frieza. But then fast forward to the Cell Saga. Fast forward to the Cell Saga. Future Trunks shows up, comes in, and just kills Frieza like it was nothing. Like it was absolutely nothing. Super Saiyan. We don't know who this guy is. We have no idea who this guy is. He's a Super Saiyan. And then we find out later on, he's Vegeta's son. What? He's such a badass character. And I love Future Trunks. But I did not love how they just gave him moves and abilities. Like, my last rant video from months ago, I talked about how I wanted someone else to get the final kill. I am proud that Trunks got the final kill. Actually, we don't know if he got the final kill, considering if you've read the spoilers, what was going to happen next week. But at least he got the final kill on the physical body of Zamasu. And I'm happy about that. I'm proud about that because finally someone else gets enough character development to actually get a final blow on a main villain other than Goku. I'm happy about that. But the way they did it was a bit out of place. It was a bit out of place. Like I said in my last video. I talked about how Trunks has done no training whatsoever. The only training he's done was with Vegeta. And I wouldn't even consider that training because he was beaten down. He did not even really touch Vegeta at all. He did not get a hit on Vegeta until after Vegeta said, all right, I'm going to turn off my Super Saiyan Blue, and wasn't paying attention. And then Trunks punched him in the face. That's it. That's the only hit he got. When he fought with Goku, that wasn't training because he got dominated. And when he fought, and who else did he fight? Trunks. When he fought himself, we didn't really see that fight. But the way it looked was he had a couple of bruises on his face, and so did Kid Trunks. So I wouldn't even call that training either. What training has he done to be able to turn Super Saiyan Demi? Like, I understand it's rage. Rage fuels a Saiyan. Rage makes Saiyans more powerful than they are. I fully understand that. When Vegeta first turned Super Saiyan, his rage is what caused him to turn Super Saiyan. When Goku first turned Super Saiyan, his rage is what caused him to turn Super Saiyan. Krillin died. That helped Goku turn Super Saiyan. Vegeta just forgot about everything and didn't care anymore. He was almost dead. That giant asteroid that was coming down that took all Vegeta's power and almost killed him is what caused him to turn Super Saiyan. So at the end of the day, Gohan, Super Saiyan 2. Cell is what caused him to turn Super Saiyan 2. Like, the death of 16 is what caused him to turn Super Saiyan. Like, I understand it's rage. I get it. And Trunks, your world is about to be destroyed by Zamasu. I get it. But for him to ascend that high, now again, me personally, I don't think Super Saiyan Demi is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue. Now, everyone's going to say, yes it is, because he killed Zamasu and whatnot. But you guys got to understand that spirit bomb is what killed Zamasu. And again, there are spoilers that say the opposite. I'm not going to talk about the spoilers right now. Matter of fact, I will talk about them. And I'll put a spoiler in either the description or the title. But the spoilers basically say that Zamasu's physical body is dead, but his astral body, so to speak, is not dead. So technically Trunks did not kill him because he's immortal, right? So at the end of the day, Trunks didn't kill him. Trunks just killed his physical body. So when you look at it and you look at the situation, that spirit bomb to me is what really killed him. And the spirit bomb is energy from everyone. Notice, Trunks didn't get his full power until Goku and Vegeta went like this. Till they gave him their energy, that's when Trunks got his full power, right? So, again, me personally, I don't think Demi is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue. I still stand by that. And obviously no one knows. No one is 100% about it. But I still stand by the fact that I don't think it's stronger than Super Saiyan Blue. That's just me. But anyway, so you add in the fact that he turns Super Saiyan Demi, which could potentially ascend past Super Saiyan Blue. Again, I don't think it has. But potentially it could be a stronger version, a stronger form than Super Saiyan Blue. And then you add in the fact that he creates weapons now with his ki. He can channel his ki into his sword and create his own version of the spirit sword with that. When did you learn how to do this? It's just you guys are just, the writers just throwing stuff in. All right, we gotta figure out a way for someone to be able to kill Zamasu. And seeing that Trunks has said at least 5-6 times throughout this arc that he's gonna be the one that kills Zamasu, we have to make it Trunks. So how about this? We make Trunks channel his ki into his sword and create his own version of the spirit sword. Now everybody has swords now. Vegito has the spirit sword, Zamasu has his sword, and now Trunks has his sword that was broken. Now he has his own version of the spirit sword. So you have 3 versions of a sword that are created with ki. Come on, guys. Like, really? But anyway, so we're going to make him have his spirit sword. He's going to take his spirit sword. He's going to be on the ground. His back is going to be against the wall, and he's going to be about to die by Zamasu. But then everyone's going to call his name. Everyone's going to cheer him on. They're going to all lend their ki to freaking Trunks. And then what's going to happen is he's going to create his version of the spirit bomb. Even though he's never learned it before. Trunks, forget learned it. Trunks has never even seen the spirit bomb. The spirit bomb was used twice. Against Frieza and against Bull. Spirit bomb was used twice. Trunks was in neither of those arcs. He has never seen the spirit bomb. So how the hell does he make a spirit bomb? But anyway, so he's going to create a spirit bomb, and then everyone's going to lend their energy to him. Well, everyone's going to lend their energy to him. Then the spirit bomb is going to be created. And then the final 2 most powerful Saiyans, Vegeta and Goku, are going to lend their energy to him, and that's going to be enough to put him over the top with power. He's going to then fly into the air. The spirit bomb is going to be absorbed into his sword, and then he's going to go and get the final blow on Zamasu. End of the arc, guys. Like, that's crazy, guys. That's not right writing. Again, I would have been perfectly content. I said this in my last video. Trunks has his sword. I guess we can have the spirit sword. Trunks has his spirit sword. Vegito has the spirit sword. Zamasu has 2 swords now because he has one on one hand and the other on the other hand. And they're all fighting with their swords, right? Vegito gets the final blow. And then Trunks finishes them off by using the Mafuba. And I know I said originally I did not want the Mafuba to be used. I feel like that would be a cop-out. But it would have been a good enough cop-out for me if it had been Trunks to use it after Vegito basically beat the hell out of Zamasu to a bloody pulp. That would have been good for me. I would have been fine with that. But anyway, let's move on. So we got inconsistencies. We got Trunks, Vegito. Vegito is the most upsetting thing about this episode for me, mainly because if you go back to Z and you watch the full Vegito fight with Boo, that fight lasted 48 minutes. 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. It lasts. You can look it up right now. If you if you YouTube right now, Vegito versus Boo full fight. The fight is 48 minutes long. Probably more like maybe 44 minutes after they get absorbed. And a little bit of time taken off for the beginning before they fuse. But in between, you're looking at probably about 42 to 44 minutes of pure Vegito. This fight lasted 4 minutes. 4 minutes and some change, quite literally. If you cut out all the parts in between and you simply just have it Vegito versus Zamasu, 4 minutes. 4 minutes is how long this fight lasted. I enjoyed the fight choreography. I enjoyed the speed of the fight. I enjoyed the cockiness of Vegito. I enjoyed the Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. I enjoyed the Spirit Sword. And I definitely enjoyed the final Kamehameha. But I'll get back to that later. Anyway, it was about 4 minutes long, the total fight. They wasted him. They wasted him. I would have been better off if the entire episode was them fighting Zamasu, right? And then at the end of the episode, they turned into Vegito. And then next week's episode was a full episode of them fighting as Vegito. That's what I would have been happy with, but that's not what happened. We got 4 minutes of Vegito, and honestly, it was pointless. The fighting was great, like I said. The speed of it was great. The moves was great. The cockiness was great. I enjoyed all of that, but it was not good enough for Vegito. Vegito is the most powerful, fused character to ever exist, at least for mortals. Mortal-wise, human-wise, Saiyan-wise, Vegito is the most powerful fused character to ever exist. And you guys give him 4 minutes of screen time? That's not it. That's not enough. That's not enough at all. Now, you want to add into the fact that Vegito now has a time limit. And I gotta say this, and a lot of people are not gonna like it. I love Gogeta, but Gogeta doesn't exist anymore. Gogeta is wiped off the face of the earth now, as far as I'm concerned. Now, obviously, I don't have no inside source or anything like that. I don't know what's going on at Toei and the writers. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, Gogeta doesn't exist no more. Because they took away the one thing about Gogeta that was unique, and that's the time limit. They took that away from Gogeta and they gave it to Vegito. So as far as I'm concerned, Gogeta doesn't exist anymore. Gogeta was given a time limit. So basically saying, all right, we're going to fuse. You have a time limit. You better kill whoever you're fighting quickly. Because if you don't, you're going to have to fuse again. They took that power, they took that away from Gogeta and gave it to Vegito now. They gave it to Vegito now. So now Vegito has a time limit and Gogeta doesn't need to exist anymore. Period. At the end of the day, I do not see them using Gogeta at all in Super. At all. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Because what's the point of having Gogeta? Gogeta's only, 30 minutes? 25, 30 minutes? Vegito is an hour. So what's the point of having Gogeta now? They completely erased him, basically, as far as I'm concerned. Now, again, I love Gogeta. I love Gogeta. Fusion Reborn, fight against Janemba, it was quick, but it was to the point. That's what it was. Gogeta is that powerful that he just ended Janemba. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, we don't even need to talk about how dope that was. But again, effectively, he's pretty much erased from lore. He's pretty much erased from the idea of him existing. And again, another thing about it that I was upset about is there's uniqueness between both fusions. The uniqueness with Gogeta is the fact that A, he has a time limit. B, he is really both of them. He is not one. Gogeta is not a singular character. Gogeta is quite literally both Vegeta and Goku working at the same time. If you look at Gogeta's face, one half of his face looks more like Goku, the other half looks more like Vegeta. If you look at his face, that's quite literally what you get. It's both of them. It's not one character. Vegito, on the other hand, is one character. And that's why the permanent thing made the most sense. And that's why the permanent thing was so special. Because he is one character. He says, I am not Goku nor Vegeta. I am not they. We are one. I am Vegito. Like, they are Vegito. Vegito is a new character who is on his own. That's why the permanent thing was so perfect, because quite literally, Vegito could go home, have sex with Bulma. Bulma could get pregnant, and guess what? She would have a fused child. It wouldn't be a child comes out and then defuse. She would have a fused child because the permanent Vegito is what it is. They're permanent. They completely got rid of that. They got rid of it. So there's no uniqueness for it. And again, I said this in my comment section, my last video. I said this in the comment section. I was talking to one of, I'm guessing they're probably one of my subscribers, because right when they posted their comment, my subscriber count went up. But I was talking to one of my subscribers, and we were talking about how they should have done something different. They should have let Gowasu use his earrings. And then they could have said, oh, that's, you're using my earrings, which is Universe 10 earrings. So because it's Universe 10 earrings, you have a time limit. That would have made sense. That would have been fine. But now, effectively, every Potara earring is an hour time limit. So you just got rid of it. It just messes up the continuity. It messes it all up. Like, another thing, and this is the final thing I'm going to talk about. Vegito should have dominated Zamasu, as far as I'm concerned. It shouldn't even have been close. You guys understand, this right here will tie into the inconsistencies as well as Vegito. Goku was using the Kamehameha against Zamasu with that big giant, whatever Wrath of God beam thing that Zamasu had. Goku was using his Kamehameha against it. Goku powered up the Kamehameha. It went through that, and it melted the side of Zamasu's face. Now, mind you, before the Kamehameha hit, Zamasu was perfect. He didn't have no problem on half his face. He was a perfect being, right? Goku used the Kamehameha. It went through the Wrath of God technique. I think that's what it's called. It went through the Wrath of God technique, and it melted the half of Zamasu's body. So you guys are telling me that Goku's more powerful than Vegito? Because when Vegito used the final Kamehameha, it did nothing to Zamasu. Mind you, Zamasu was already weakened. Half of his body was already weakened. Vegito uses the final Kamehameha, and it does nothing to him? You see, that doesn't make sense to me. That makes no sense to me at all. Goku alone, Super Saiyan Blue, can do damage to Zamasu, but Vegito Super Saiyan Blue can't? No, that makes no sense at all. None. None whatsoever. That final Kamehameha should have crippled Zamasu. Period. He should have been on the ground. Half of his body just like melted to the ground, and he's just like dragging his body like, I'm still immortal. I can't be killed. Like, and then you should have had Vegito stand over him like, nah, and use the Spirit Sword, cut his head off, or use a Big Bang Kamehameha. I know that's Gogeta's move, but let's just go ahead and throw it with Vegito. Inconsistencies don't matter anymore, so let's just go ahead and throw that there. Stand over him, say Big Bang Kamehameha, blow him away into nothingness, and then as his ki is flying up into the air, Trunks says, Mafuba, and then seals him away forever. That would have been great. But, nope, that's not what they did. They used the inconsistencies. They added in extra techniques for Trunks. They added in the fact that Goku somehow is now stronger than Vegito because, like I said, Goku's Kamehameha did damage on Zamasu, but Vegito's final Kamehameha did not. That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. But I guess that's it, guys. I know it seemed like a rant, but again, I feel like this is what people are upset about when it comes to last week's episode. I'm upset about certain things with last week's video. Again, if I had to give it a number, I said in my last video, it would be either a 7 or an 8, and I'm leaning more towards an 8 because I really did enjoy the action. I really did enjoy the fight choreography for the episode. But there are inconsistencies and there are problems with how they write this show. And I'm just hoping and praying. That they add better story to the next arc and the arcs to come after that. And I hope that they don't add any more inconsistencies, and I hope they make it better. That's just me. Another thing too, I forgot to mention this. No doubt, Zeno is going to want Vegito to fight in that tournament. Remember, Zeno saw Goku and how powerful Goku was in that tournament. Zeno's going to want the best fighters, the most powerful fighters to fight in the tournament. So, without a doubt, no doubt, Zeno's going to say, wow, you guys were extremely strong together. Make sure you guys fight in the tournament. Make sure you guys fight in the tournament. And now that there's an hour time limit, they better beat whoever they fight. They better beat them quickly. See, it would have made perfect sense if they kept the permanent time limit. If Zeno indeed wants them to fight in the tournament, that permanent time limit would have been perfect. Because they could have fused for the tournament, for the entire tournament, fought. Once the tournament ends, they could have defused from the Wish. But that's not the case. Now we have an hour. So, again, this is just how I think a lot of people feel. This is how I feel specifically. And that's about it. So, like, favorite, comment, share, subscribe. I had a lot of comments in my last video. Thank y'all. I'm gonna put a shout out for y'all in the description. All of you guys who commented, I'm gonna put a shout out for you guys in the description because it was a lot of comments, so I couldn't get all your names. I'm gonna shout all y'all out in the description, and in my next video, I might actually shout you out by name. I may actually shout you out by name, depending on how many comments I get. This video, it depends. It really depends on how many comments I get. But I got a lot of comments in my last video, and I really love that. That's dope. I got 6 subscribers. My subscriber count jumped up too, 6 to my favorite number, 26. So, shout out to all of y'all. Again, I'm gonna put you guys, everyone who commented, I'm gonna put you guys in the description. I'm gonna shout all y'all in the description. But yeah, keep doing what y'all doing, man. I love y'all. I love talking to you guys. So like, favorite, comment, subscribe, share. Please share my stuff. I don't care if you share it with your mom, your dad, your kitten, your dog, your cousin, your nephew, your ferret, your giraffe, your elephant. I don't care if you share it with your friends online on PlayStation Network, Xbox Live. I don't care who you share it with. Just share it. That would really help me out. Hitting that like button would really help me out. I would greatly appreciate it. And I guess that's it, guys. So, I'm SimD'sReviews, and I'll holler at y'all later.